Yo, what up guys, I'm Sammy and welcome back to the Soul Brothers channel, and this is my first impressions look on the Adidas Dame 7. So this is Damian Lillard's 7th signature shoe with Adidas, which is dope. That's a good amount of signature shoes, so shout out to Damian Lillard for that. This shoe is going for only 110 bucks. Also shout out to Damian Lillard for that. I love how he keeps his shoes at a lower price than I guess comparing to like LeBron's, which are like 200 bucks. So if you guys do want to cop, I'll leave a link in the description box. There are a good amount of colorways available, I believe like 5 or 6, and they're all these like I am my own fan colors. So if you guys look here on the tongue and also here on the back, it says I am my own fan, which is pretty dope. I like that. But anyways, let's get it started right off with the tracciones, and I'm gonna call this the Why Not 0.3 traction pattern because it's using like electric bolts or lightning bolts or whatever you want to call it, basically throughout the entire outsole. It's pretty similar to the Dame 6 in that like there is a different kind of pattern here on the perimeter of the outsole. But anyways, where the main traction is in the middle of the outsole, you have this lightning bolt pattern. It is pretty thick, and as far as the durability goes, I feel like it's gonna be okay. Probably not the best though. I'm gonna be playing outdoors in these, so I think I might run through them fairly quickly. I don't think it's gonna be horrible though. We'll have to see on that. And as far as the bite goes on my wood floors, it's okay. You know, when I first got it, it didn't squeak at all, and the bite was terrible, right? But then I was kind of like wearing these around. I wore it outside a little bit, walking the dogs. But the bite still didn't seem like crazy good, especially comparing it to the Dame 6. So I'm a little bit worried about that, you know? I don't think the rubber compound that they use is very good. But of course, we'll have to wait for the performance review. As far as the heel to toe transition goes, I love Dames for this, you know, because usually Adidas shoes don't have good heel to toe transition, or I guess not like, it's not as good as I would like, because usually it's like super flat, you know, in like the next levels or the original next levels, the Dawn issue 1, like the Marquee Boost. But you know, here in the heel, it has a nice curved shape, so you get a really nice rocking motion here in the heel. In the forefoot, it's not flat either. You have a nice curved shape, and you have a lot of forefoot flex. And not only that, the heel cushion, there's a lot of compression, which we'll get into. So the heel to toe transition feels super smooth. I absolutely love it here in the Dame 7. Moving on to the heel cushioning. So they're using full length light strike, and it is absolutely insane. So I feel like it's even a little bit thicker in the Dame 6, like in the heel. You know, the heel is absolutely insane. They don't really cage it up all too much. I guess here in the back of the heel, they cage it up a little bit from the outsole just coming up a bit. The heel cushion is insane, guys. There is so much compression. I feel like it's even a little too much, but we'll have to see. I don't know, I need to actually play in them, you know? But like, that's how much compression there is. It feels like there's a little bit of bounce, but since it's a little bit thicker, I feel like it's gonna be on the softer side of things. Here in the forefoot, it's still pretty damn nice. The strobel board is pretty damn stiff though. I don't know why Adidas always does this, because you know, they have nice cushioning tech, like boost, bounce even, and light strike. But then they kind of ruin that underfoot cushioning feel, like the cushioning being right underneath your foot with a stiff strobel board. You know, usually strobel boards do break in, you know, once you play in it a lot, the heat of your foot kind of like breaks down the glue a little bit in the strobel board, but still it's not as nice as if it was like a softer strobel board or something like that, you know? So right now there's not a lot of underfoot cushioning to me. I mean, you can still feel a little bit though, in the forefoot and in the heel, but I just wish there was a little bit more. But that's just me personally. In the forefoot, it is pretty low to the ground. The heel is pretty high up off the ground. Like there, you can definitely feel that there is a big offset. But overall, I'm liking it. Impact protection seems like it's gonna be really nice as well. And now moving on to the materials. So they're saying this is a textile material, but it looks more like a mesh. So I guess I'm just gonna call it a textile mesh. And they're using it basically throughout this entire upper. And here in the forefoot area, it's not bad. You know, it's fairly thin. It's not super soft. I would say it feels just a bit stiff, but you know, of course that adds to support, which is good. And the quality definitely feels a lot better than the Dame 6. And now moving on to, I guess, like the lateral and medial side, we have like these lines that go through the material, right? And it's fused up, and there's a little bit of stitching. It looks like, I'm just gonna call it flywire cables. I know it's in Flywire's Nike, but everyone knows it as Flywire, you know? I don't really know if the flywire goes through all of this, you know, you can't really tell underneath the material or anything, but the fuse and the extra added stitching there definitely does give you support and rigidity here in the materials, especially on the lateral side. So obviously that does help for lateral containment and all that, and support, which is a good thing. Here in the back, we got 3 strings, which is probably supposed to be kind of like the 3 stripes, which I think is kind of cool. And it's stretchy. It's like a bungee cord kind of, you know? And then all the way in the back, I don't really know what this is for because it's not really even a pull tab. It's just kind of like stitched there with this like clear plastic. Doesn't really do anything. I think it's just more for design purposes. We got some flat laces, which is pretty cool. Here in the tongue, like I said, it says I am my own fan. Here at the bottom of the tongue, it says the number 7, which is pretty cool. In the middle, it says Adidas. And then on top, there's his logo right there. The tongue is oversized. It's actually very large, which I really like. There's a minimal amount of padding, but it's okay for me. And also the tongue is a half booty construction. So basically the tongue is attached to a material that goes underneath the upper. So you get a better overall one-to-one fit, and it keeps the tongue in place. As for the ankle, we have a good amount of padding and I guess some Achilles pads here on the left and right side of the shoe, which feels very nice. Improves the lockdown and all that, of course. So the materials aren't bad, you know, especially for 110 bucks. I mean, it doesn't look too bad either, I guess, right? But also on foot, it feels great. It's a fairly thin material. It's pretty soft. It conforms to your foot and all that. So the materials are pretty damn nice. Moving on to the fit, I went true to my Adidas size and it fits me very well. For the length, my toes literally go right to the edge, so that feels nice. Width-wise, I would say it's normal. And then as far as the toe space goes, there's absolutely no dead space. It's not super snug though, which I like. Like, it's loose enough to where I feel comfortable, but then it's tight enough to where I feel secure, right? If you have a wide foot or you like to have a roomier fit, I would suggest going up half a size. And also the shoe is very, very easy to put on. You know, the tongue opens up a lot. You have a heel tab, so you just slide your foot in, tighten up the laces, and you're good to go. All right, support and lockdown, I feel like it's gonna be good. We don't really have an outrigger, but the foam and the outsole protrude out a lot here in the forefoot area in the toe box. So that's gonna add for some stability. And for lateral support, I feel like it's gonna be very good as well. The material seems super supportive, especially with these like added stripes all the way here in the toe box area. That's also a nice added touch. And also here in the midfoot and in the heel area, you have the foam coming up. I don't really like this flap thing. Is kind of weird. I guess if you look at it from far away, it doesn't look bad, but then it's literally just like this clear plastic. Doesn't really do anything. And you have an internal TPU heel counter. So supporting lockdown, I don't think is going to be an issue at all in this shoe. There are some cool little details on the Dame 7. Like here on the outsole, it says pride in the burden I was meant to carry. I think it's like from one of his raps, maybe. I don't really know. Knew it was coming before it happened. I'm a visionary. So that's cool on the outsole. Here on the midsole, it says light strike for the cushioning. And then here on the outsole in the toe area, it says hashtag free to create. On this little like clear plastic on the lateral side, it says Dame 7, never follow. All right, moving on to the weight. I feel like it's gonna be a little heavy. It feels a little heavy, right? Yeah, 14 ounces. And let's check the other one. 13.86 ounces. So that's definitely on the heavier side of things. I don't really know why it's so damn heavy. The outsole doesn't look too crazy. Light Strike is actually a light cushioning compound. The materials don't seem like crazy thick or anything. I don't know where all the weight is coming from. On foot, it feels a little heavy. It doesn't feel super bulky or anything though. You know, nothing like protrudes out like crazy besides I guess here on the lateral side. I mean, obviously I don't think the upper feels super minimal or anything. And it definitely doesn't feel super lightweight and very, very minimal. But I mean, it doesn't feel bad. You know, I feel like it's going to be a shoe that you can just rely on, you know. And then as far as the aesthetics go, I absolutely love it. This looks so great. It's one of my favorite looking Dames in his entire line, I would say, you know. And right off the bat, I love the heel part. The heel actually makes the shoe pop, I feel like. And then also here on the lateral side, I like how that looks as well. I mean, there's really no part about this shoe that I don't like. You know, I feel like the designer, whoever designed this, did a great job. So tell us what you guys think of the aesthetics down in the comment section below. So wrapping things up, I'm liking this shoe so far. I love it actually. The cushioning setup is awesome. Just a little worried about it being too soft, but we'll have to see on that. Materials feel nice, supportive. I like the padding here in the ankle area. I like the oversized tongue. I like the aesthetics. The traction seems a little iffy though. We'll have to see on that, you know. But everything else, from my first impressions, is awesome in the Dame 7, and the price is pretty damn good. Is 110 bucks. But again, if you guys do want to cop, I'll leave a link in the description box. But that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.